Before we get into it, I'd like to thank the people without whom I would not be standing here today. Shout out to the teachers who have made classes an experience rather than a chore, and to the administrators who have worked tirelessly promoting a positive culture at DHS. Thank you to the adults who listen to us, allowing our youth to be an asset, not a liability. To my friends, I have learned so much from you, and high school was manageable and even enjoyable at times because of your influence. And lastly, to my family, who has taught me to dream, to listen, and to speak. I was reading, as I often do. Nights when the stress and the worries and the fears about my future take hold, it's nice to escape sometimes. Something I read recently stuck with me in the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. All we have is that shout into the wind, how we live, how we go, and how we stand before we fall. Somehow my intended escape turned into something profound. I hate when the books I used to avoid thinking make me think. It's stuck in my head. What is my shout in the wind? If I listen, what are those around me shouting? Human life, in the grand scheme of things, burns bright and beautiful and short. In high school, an even shorter, condensed shout. One with a massive change in volume, as the gangly and sullen 8th graders become the slightly taller, gangly and sullen seniors. High school represents a training ground for finding one's voice. We move from getting dropped off at the mommy circle to driving, from playground equipment to conversation, from living in our family shadow to casting our own. We are here today, holding our breath, ready to start finally finding the words to our life's tune. Each melody is different, studying furiously for another set of finals, a carefully crafted moment on stage, or running down the field, fingers primed to catch the ball, like this, something like that. At first, I think it makes us scared, the lack of control we have over what notes might come out of us. Society tries to tell us that we can and should control almost every aspect of our lives. That if we eat right, test right, look right, sound right, we can find success. Some will try and burn out, their naive idealism melting down. And some will settle, always wishing they pushed the bar just a little bit higher. So where is the sweet spot of success, if not on either extreme? Everyone always brings up quintessential success stories. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, he was successful and he dropped out of college. What a shining example of shifting the paradigm. Look at Einstein, he didn't do well in school and he won a Nobel Prize and condemned us all to learn physics. They are used as paragons of great failure to great success. But not everybody wins a Nobel Prize or goes to court for having a tech monopoly, so how do we translate and apply? Well, Einstein was correct in thinking that his high school education was limiting his creativity. When he rebelled against the system in college, he was written a terrible letter of recommendation and subsequently went from job to job for the next 2 years. Things changed when he was offered a job in a small patent office by a longtime friend. While the work was tedious and not particularly glamorous, the financial security the system offered allowed Einstein the ability to think freely. Later that year, he wrote his first papers, starting the upwards trend that would lead him to becoming one of the most impactful physicists in history. Those who know me know how ironic it is I used a physics metaphor. I guess what I'm getting at is he chose to work with people and systems he disagreed with in order to have the margin to change things in his life for the better. Disagreeing with something doesn't mean that thing has no value. And understanding and empathy for the why behind frustrating things forms the seed of lasting change. If you look back on your fond memories of high school, what sticks out? For most of us, it involves compromise. The football games, we're sitting on uncomfortable benches and pushing each other and chanting redundantly, wait, do we even like football? That was hypothetical, we like football. No, we remember the smiles, the laughter, the sense of belonging. High school is full of these situations. We have to give up our personal notions of comfort and control in order to experience the variety life has to offer. When you get there, wherever there is for you after this summer, remember to let go of the fear that makes you want to tight fist the reins. Enjoyment and success come from a willingness to enter with an open mind, to trust that the ideals in your mind are good, but reality, although different than imagined, tastes so much sweeter. One shout in the wind is barely heard, fleeting and quiet. But if we blend our voices with those around us, each a different pitch and timbre, our shout becomes a song. A song with so much more complexity, meaning, and lasting resonance than one person could ever make. May the shout of the class of 2023 be a symphony of positive change in a challenging world. Thank you.